Hi, welcome back to continuing the conversation with Sadie, the podcast where we explore the heart of care through honest dialogue, lived experience, and the people who are quietly shaping the future of our sector. I'm your host, Sadie Ravening, and I'm glad you're here. Today's guest is someone whose name has become synonymous with clarity, quality, and no nonsense guidance in social care. With over 37 years in the sector, Tim Dallinger is one of the most respected and recognisable voices in health and social care training, consultancy, and leadership. Tim has worked at every level, from frontline care worker to registered manager to responsible individual, giving him a rare 360-degree understanding of what great care looks like in practice. For the past 18 years, he has been one of the most sought after trainers and consultants in the UK. And I've got him here with me today, so yay! Supporting local authorities, private providers, and leaders navigating some of the most complex challenges in the sector. He's a prolific author, a dynamic conference chair, and the generous force behind hundreds of free resources shared across his platforms. And if you're on LinkedIn at 6 a.m., you've probably seen one of his posts. Tim, welcome. It really is brilliant to have you here. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, and I'm delighted to be making this recording with you.
Thank you. Me too. For our first section, my viewers know I love to go into foundational and personal motivation, what basically makes you wake up in the morning. So, for my first question, Tim, I said you spent 37 years in social care, which is extraordinary. What first drew you into the sector and what has kept you here for so long?
Well, it was an accident, really. It wasn't intentional. Um, my first wife worked in social services, as it was called then,
Mhm.
and one day she brought two people who then had a mental handicap. Today we'd call it learning disability. She brought them home with her because they were in what is now shared lives. It was then called adult family placements. That had broken down, and she brought them home because there was nowhere else for them to go. It was the
Mhm.
1980s.
Right.
We became carers for Peter and Linda in 1987. Peter was part of my life for 14 years and Linda for
Oh,
16 years till they both passed
amazing.
away.
Oh,
We then realised that if my wife gave up work and we made a small care home, and then it didn't even need to be registered if it was less than three people, we got
yeah.
paid more money. So it was a no brainer. In 1990, the law changed and small care homes had to be registered. So
Okay.
we registered it for five people, bought another house, and ended up with four care settings. In
Wow.
and I at the time I was a civil engineer. I was a student actually. Then I went to work as a civil engineer. Then I worked in academia. In 2000, my wife got pancreatic cancer, so I gave
Oh,
up my job to care for her and to run our care business. And
oh,
on
I'm
the 15th of
sorry.
December 2001, she passed away. I was 35. I was widowed. I now own and have responsibility for care for 15 people. I've got 20 staff. It is my job, and I
Mm,
am a full time care provider. So I decided I would do it till the people I supported didn't need me any longer. I didn't
yeah,
think it
fully
would be that
understand that.
long, but that
Mm,
took until September 2020. So I stopped being a care provider in September 2020, but
right.
I started being a trainer and consultant in 2008. So for a lot of the time, I did it consecutively, together, concurrently. So what has kept me in it for so long? Well,
Yeah.
I've not had a job being employed by anybody else this century. So I guess I'm technically unemployable now. Um, but it's the sector where I believe I can make the biggest difference in a small way to as many people's lives. And this sounds really strange when I talk about this. I want to feel that my time on earth has been worth it. But
Yes.
nobody will remember me when I'm gone. But maybe now I can just change someone's thought process, change how they do something, give them inspiration to give somebody a better life today. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I do what I do.
So
That's
it's
why I'm still here.
purposeful and it's meaningful.
If I if I didn't think I could make a difference, I wouldn't do it.
Good answer. I
Not
love
that
that.
moment.
Thank you, Tim. My next question is going to be, you've worked at every level of care provision. How has that shaped the way you train, consult, and support providers today?
I strongly believe that we need the underpinning knowledge.
Yeah.
Without the underpinning knowledge, which is current and up to date with current best practice, we
Hmm.
cannot provide care for people that best meets their needs. If we have the knowledge, and that comes from both training and consultancy work that I do. So I might do what people call a mock inspection, but I'm not just assessing their level of compliance. I am helping them become more compliant.
Mm.
And if we can do everything in accordance with legislation and best practice, but also think innovatively, we just give people better lives. And that's what it's
So
about. Better lives
that's
for
really,
people.
yes. And that's really important for this series because we're now in series 2. And this is everything you've just said there encompasses what we're talking about now, how we apply it. And you said we need a really good, solid foundation, a good knowledge, um, a good understanding, and that's how you hit such a high level of compliance and you make
What's the
things better.
what's the point of training if it isn't implemented into practice in the right
Yes,
way? All it is a date on a training matrix,
yes,
which is pointless.
yeah,
It's a waste of money, it's a
yes,
waste of time. It's cheating. It's fraudulent because it's not
yeah,
implemented.
perfect. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that's an important takeaway for all of us. Was there a particular moment or perhaps a challenge that pushed you towards becoming a trainer and a consultant?
Absolutely. So, as
He
a
likes
care
this question.
provider, I was hiring in training for my staff.
Hmm.
And one day we had some fire training. And the
Right.
trainer showed a video of some people shuffling down a corridor to evacuate.
Hmm.
And one of my team said, the people we support don't do that. They either run or they refuse to get out the bath. And that was the moment that hit me. What am I doing? I'm doing training for my staff for the sake of doing the training. It needs to fit their job role. So, right, I'm going to change this. So, I booked myself on a 3-day local authority trainer course. Lovely
Brilliant.
lady taught me the basics of training and I practiced on my care staff. Then I
Yes.
discovered I really enjoyed it. And I thought, I
Yeah.
wonder if people will pay me to do this if I get a proper qualification. But that was the moment. And as I tell you, I can picture that video. And for some reason, they were shuffling down a corridor with water in it. I don't know why there was water in it, but maybe that's my memory. But that was the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I call that the moment that your inner fire is lit and that's it.
Yeah.
No turning
Oh,
back.
lots of cliches, light bulb moment, etc. That was it. Um,
Yes.
so when was that? That was probably about 2004, 5? Because I
Oh,
spent a
wow.
while practicing on my poor care team.
Yeah. I love the fact that when I asked you that question, you just lit up straight away. You just knew that moment.
I
That
was
was it.
visualizing. I'm a visual communicator.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
seeing the video.
I
And
am as
I
well.
even know the
I
name of the
am.
staff member that said that, right? And she was
Mm.
called Kath. And I can hear Kath saying it. And we're going back with like 20 plus years.
Mm.
I can hear Kath saying that. And she's right. And I even know the person that refused to get out the bath. Sadly passed away now, but I know who
Oh,
he
God.
is.
God bless her.
And I know the one
Oh,
that would and I know the one that would run out the back.
Yeah.
I know, I know who these people are. Look,
Yeah,
I'm
it
holding my
sticks
heart
with
now. I'm
you.
holding my heart. That's
Yeah,
strange, isn't it?
there you go. Yeah, you're following your heart. You're known for your clarity, honesty, and practicality. What principles guide your work, especially when the sector feels overwhelmed or under pressure?
I think that most people that work in social care in a multitude of roles, they want to do a great job.
Mm,
It's just that
100%.
some people need help and support to do it in the right way.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's the guiding principle. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I do what I do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Most people want to do a great job. And
Yeah.
if people like me can help them do that, then we've done something worthwhile today.
Yeah. So you're a great navigator for people.
Um, if, well, that's true because if I do not know,
Yeah.
I can most definitely point them in the right direction.
Brilliant. Yeah, I agree. That's great. We're going to move on to section 2, the emotional reality of care. Now, you've already supported countless managers, leaders, and frontline teams. What emotional experiences do you see them navigating that often goes unspoken? And this is
I'm
really
not sure
important
that
right
it's
now because a lot of.
unspoken.
Mm,
I'm not sure that it's unspoken, but it isn't recognised. So I see
okay.
people that manage at all levels in the care sector,
Mm-hmm.
and they're juggling.
Yeah.
They're juggling three things. They're juggling the day-to-day firefighting, they're
Yes.
juggling financial viability, and they're
Mm-hmm.
juggling compliance. Some social care is well funded. It really is. The well funded social care tends to not have that juggling
Yeah.
because compliance is well funded, but most social care is not well funded.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's not unspoken, but it's almost ignored by society. And that leads to burnout of managers.
Yes.
It
Yeah, that
leads
was
to
the word.
provider failure. Do you
Yeah.
know every day at least one social care provider is subject to a winding up petition by HMRC? Every single day, at
God.
least one, because they can't afford to pay the PAYE, the corporation tax. And that's not because they've embezzled the money, it's because they're running it at a loss.
Yeah.
So it's not unspoken, but it's just ignored by society.
Well, thank you for mentioning that today on this podcast because now it's out there as well. And it's okay to speak about it.
And successive governments say they will fix social care,
Mm,
but they don't, do they?
no.
Because it's not governments that need to fix it, it's society's attitude to care that needs to fix it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that
And we
got.
are professionals. We are professionals and we're
Well,
skilled. And that's
when
all
people
part
say
of
I'm
it as well.
only a care worker, well,
Mm,
that's horrible. Not
yeah.
only anything.
Yeah.
Imagine if
Yeah.
everybody that worked in social care today went on strike.
Oh, yeah.
There would be a national emergency. The country would grind to a halt. So everyone who
Well,
works in social care, please do not go on strike today. We really do value you.
yeah. Brilliant. Totally on the same page with you, Tim. Many providers come to you feeling stressed, confused, or worried about compliance. How do you help them understand the emotional landscape of care without becoming consumed by it? And this is important.
I think that compliance is quite simple. It's a process of knowing the regulations, having
Uh-huh.
systems and processes to comply with the regulations, train people effectively, implement it, monitor it, and revise it when necessary.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got those systems and processes, the things you're going to be stressed, confused, or worried about are the things that are unforeseen. We've got
Right.
the capability to deal with those things. We shouldn't be stressed, confused, or worried about things that we can plan for. That's the basics of good governance.
Mm-hmm.
All of the information that people need to be compliant with regulations, rules, standards, it's out there. It's just that
Right.
lots of providers don't have systems and processes that are aligned with the rules and regulations. There's still quite a lot of we do it this way, where
Right.
the expectations have changed. I
I
think we need
see.
to keep our capability to deal with stress for the thing that throws a curveball at you, not for the day to day.
Love that. That's a really, really positive way of looking at it. What help what helps leaders stay grounded and confident when they're dealing with inspections, enforcement, staffing pressures, or constant change?
I'm not sure that they do stay grounded. I think most of them
Come
go
on,
into a
Tim, we're looking
blind.
for emotional support here.
I think most of them just go into a blind panic. And it's the old adage, isn't it? Prevention is better than cure.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep,
there were
I live by that one.
systems in place that were
Mm-hmm.
effective, those situations will not arise. But if
Correct.
they do
Yeah.
arise, there should still be systems in place to manage it. So, for example,
Yes.
business continuity planning.
I plan.
All
I
care
plan all the
providers have
time.
them. They're useless
Yeah.
documents because they don't include real world stuff. So, for example, if I go to audit a domiciliary care agency, I ask them,
Mm.
do you have any staff working under a certificate of sponsorship? Yes, they say. I say, what percentage of your staff? Maybe it's 43%. Say, is that in your business continuity plan? No. Does it need to be? I said, how bad would
Yes.
it be if you lose your license? You're out of business. I
Yeah.
said, one thing that's guaranteed to happen, you're going to be inspected. Maybe by CQC, CIW, Care Inspectorate, by the local authority. You will be inspected. Is that in your business continuity plan if it goes wrong? Are you risk mitigating this? And they're not. But they've got a
Mm.
plan that says what they're going to do if the electricity goes off for 2 hours. What
Yeah.
about it? What about if it fails for 72 hours, as it did less than a year ago in some parts of the UK?
Yes, it did.
So,
Yes.
social care is far too much firefighting. It needs to do more fire prevention.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Love that. When someone feels stuck, unsure where to start, or afraid of getting it wrong, what message do you most want them to hear?
Don't be afraid to reach out for help, but
Good. Yeah.
reach out for help
Early enough.
before it goes badly wrong
Yeah.
and look in the right places. Now, please do not just throw it out there onto Facebook groups and expect to get valid advice.
Good.
There are
Good point.
people who will help you, people who know their stuff. But just throwing it out to other stressed people, you've got to treat that with caution.
Mm,
There are
I
there are
agree.
people that will help. And I
Yeah.
realise I'll probably now get inundated with messages for help. I will always do my best to reply. But it
Tim,
might
I'll
not be
always come to
immediate.
you as well.
Do you know I provide so much free advice and guidance?
Oh, we love
Um,
you, Tim. We love you. Everything costs so much money, so thank you. I'll say it now before I ask you for help in the future. Planning ahead. No, that is really, really good advice. So I just want to um go back to your point about be careful where you ask for help. So for me, because we're talking about the fundamentals of care and how we apply that, I was always taught that, if you're looking for grounded, solid advice, evidence based, you look on a government website or something that's really well established,
yeah.
not just something that's come out of the ether and you think, what's that address? I don't know what that is. Just be careful. I think that's
I
a really good point.
completely agree with you. So I often reply in Facebook groups to
Mm,
people who've thrown something out there. And all I
I
do is
do.
say, this is the link to the government website.
Yes, I
You,
point
you,
them in
you,
the
you
right
you need to
direction
look
as
on
well.
page 12 to 13. The answer you require is here.
Yes.
Occasionally I
Yeah.
say, please ignore all previous advice because it's incorrect. But that has got me banned from some people's Facebook groups.
Mm,
So I've been banned and kicked out of a few groups
yeah.
for actually correcting people who are giving the wrong advice. But never mind.
Oh, well, it's still important. What you've just said is really important. And if
Yeah,
you do see Tim on a group, have a listen and follow his advice because normally people will pay a lot of money for that. There's the
this is
tip.
very true. But worth every
Section.
penny.
Yes, exactly. Well, we've got you here today. Thank you. Section 3, we are going to go into something I'm very passionate about: community, knowledge, and changing the narrative. You've been vocal about the myths and misunderstandings that hold the sector back. What misconceptions frustrate you the most, Tim?
So I struggled with how I would answer this because lots of things about the social care sector frustrate
Yes.
me.
Give me
But I think
three.
I think the thing that frustrates me the most is
Yes.
what I call scary marketing. It's where providers of services,
Mm-hmm.
training, consultancy, etc., use bad news stories about the care sector or upcoming changes in legislation to almost scare
Mm,
care providers into using their services.
okay.
I actually don't agree with naming and shaming poor care providers. I don't think CQC and other regulators should be doing that. I think
Yeah,
we
I
should
see your
learn
point.
lessons when people get it
Yeah.
wrong, and that's what I will do in some of my social media posts. But I don't
Mm.
believe that we should publicly name and shame care providers who got it wrong. That just affects so many people's lives. But
Yeah.
and I know that's how we do marketing these days, but that doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, good point. Have you got two more for us, misconceptions?
No,
I love
that's
that
the thing
answer.
that
No.
frustrates me the most. Um, I can't think of other things that frustrate me. I think I think in England we don't have a very effective regulatory system,
Mm-hmm.
and the care sector in
I
England has
agree.
lost confidence in the CQC completely.
Yes.
And I think the
I'm glad you
CQC are
brought
going
that
to
up.
really struggle to get public and sector confidence back. Really struggle.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think the CQC has an important function, and
Mm-hmm.
inspection reports that I read of late, they're really good. They do a good job. But
Mm.
I also know that those inspection reports in future are going to become much shorter, much more like the headlines without the detail.
Right.
And it frustrates me that society looks at those reports and says that's how we judge a care service. I mean, I've got clients with ratings of requires improvement that were 5 years ago. They are
Mm.
absolutely not requires improvement now, but they've
Yeah.
not been inspected, and that's a
Good
big
point.
frustration.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also frustrated by lots of products and services that says that it does a really good job, but is actually a load of rubbish. And don't get me started on digital care plan software.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Good point.
I mean, Sadie can see me as we record this, but I'm making faces now. But that doesn't come across quite well on an audio podcast. But I'm making faces. Like I have to describe the face
Oh,
I was pulling then.
oh, Tim, I love you. I think you're brilliant. That's brilliant. Such good advice and so aligned with everything we talk about here on continuing the conversation with Sadie. Brilliant. No more faces. I can't concentrate.
Okay.
You you share a lot of free resources, daily insights and practical guidance with thousands of people. Why is open knowledge sharing so important to you?
Okay, short answer to this. I believe we do not own knowledge. Knowledge should be shared for the good of everybody. if I can play a small part in that, that's great. But I can only play a small part. I wish more people would do what I do. And I've noticed, which is fantastic, that other people have started to do a similar thing now. Now you might think, Tim's threatened other people are giving away free advice. No, I think that's great. I think the more that we can help each other
Yeah,
improve,
I agree.
what's not to
This
like
is,
about that?
yeah. And this is why I do a podcast because I'm using technology to help get the message out to as
Yeah,
many people as possible.
yeah. And I have ideas for things, and I
Yeah,
those ideas scribble them down. And
yeah.
sometimes when I look at my writing pad, and I think, what on earth did you mean by that? But sometimes I can
Super
turn that
brain.
into something. I wrote down something on Friday, and it was linked to emotional intelligence. And I wrote down support intelligence. But it made sense when I wrote it, but I'll need to reconnect the dots before I create a resource about that. But I'm not quite sure what I mean at the moment, but I've looked at it this morning. What did you write down there? But I'll have to work out what that was about. I said that,
Perfect.
I
Yeah,
said that was going to be
you've
a
got it.
short answer. It was a long one.
Well, that's all part of emotional intelligence, going back to something and revisiting it and
Yeah.
reviewing it and reflecting on it. So perfect. I I love those answers. We're going to ask one more question from this section. I'm going to say, from your work with providers across the UK, what have you learned about what truly helps services move from just coping to delivering genuinely high quality care?
Build compliance into everything,
Mm-hmm.
but define what you need to comply with. So that will be
Okay.
regulations,
Mm-hmm.
standards,
Yeah.
maybe contract compliance, but
Mm-hmm.
also stakeholder expectations. Because what people who use our services want might be different than what CQC or CIW or Care Inspectorate want. What people's families want might be different from what people we
Mm.
support want.
Yes.
So when I work with providers about compliance, we need to talk more than just about the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
It's about all of the things you need to comply with. And sometimes the organizations have their own mission and values that are misaligned with
With,
the
yeah.
expectations of their stakeholders.
And there's the problem.
And
Yeah.
therein lies the problem.
Mm-hmm. Totally understand that.
And then it all just goes wrong because you're trying to effectively please many masters or mistresses at the same
Mm-hmm.
time and failing most.
Yes. And this is why what we talk about on here is so important because it helps you not fall into that trap. If you listen to Tim and many of our other experts. We're going to go into section 4 now. Now, this is about leadership, regulation, and future possibilities. Your training covers everything from mental capacity to leadership to managing people. What themes or challenges are you seeing emerge most strongly right now?
Okay, so I'm pleased about this one. So I see a growing recognition that understanding regulatory compliance is important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asked quite often now to deliver training on CQC compliance or CIW compliance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really pleased that we're going back to the regulations and what does it mean in practice, which goes back to some
Yeah,
of our earlier conversation.
it does.
I'm also seeing a recognition that how to apply the Mental Capacity Act properly. The sector is becoming increasingly aware of that. We've had the Mental Capacity Act for over 18 years. And even today, there are many care providers that think you can just do one mental capacity assessment. Um, And there are many providers of community-based services that do not think that deprivation of liberty applies to their service provision when it absolutely does, just in a different way. So I'm seeing that there's a growing awareness that we need to upskill in those areas. But you know where that's come from? That's come from comments made in inspection reports. There are many inspection reports where, I'm going to paraphrase now, but the inspection report says the provider and the registered manager did not have a clue about the regulations.
I
I mean,
actually read something about this in the papers recently.
and they use posher words than that, but basically they did not
Yeah.
have a clue.
Yes, I totally agree.
Um, so I'm seeing a greater awareness that, yeah, we need to go back to those regulations, which in England have not changed for nearly, well, 11 years next week.
Yeah. 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 No, I totally agree. And as a home care provider, I am fully aware of what I can and can't do when it comes to my patients with dementia. And my clients know right from the get-go with the contract and the care plan exactly where they stand with me, and everything is done in accordance with those regulations. So it's a really good point, because you do have to be aware of it and you keep learning. We're learning all the time, aren't we, Tim?
We certainly are. I hope I never stop.
Yes, exactly. What impact do you hope your work, your training, your writing, your consultancy will have on the future of social care?
Well, this is quite person centered, actually. So I
Hmm.
said to you before that I want to have had some positive impact on the time I spend on Earth, but
Yeah.
it only in a tiny way. But also, I want to be a user of social care if that time comes. Today, I'm not so sure I'd want to be a user of care.
Yes, I'm with
And,
you on that, Tim. That
and
was
I'm
very
probably
honest of
not
you.
I'm probably not going to be a very good user of social care, am I?
Yeah, no, I'm not either, because I've
I'll
seen too
probably
much.
do that thing called challenging behaviour. Um, we need to embed compliance into social care. And
Mm,
we haven't got that right. Because if that were the case, why would a third of CQC registered social care providers not be rated as good or outstanding? And that has not changed. That has not
no.
changed for 6 or 7 years. And if the regulatory framework was effective, the percentage of providers rated as good or outstanding would be increasing. And it
Mm,
isn't.
good
So
point.
if I can help in some way, small way, to help providers create a social care provision that's fit for the future,
Hmm.
then it's been worth it. But it needs lots of people doing what I do to
Yeah.
make a big difference. I can only
Hmm.
do so much. It's only
Yeah.
one of me.
We need more Tims.
Uh,
Let's get more Tims.
Maybe we'll have to clone me.
The future.
There are lots of really good people out there
Yeah, no,
that
there
can
are.
help. There are.
But
There really are.
there
I
are a
mean,
lot of
you're probably going to have them as guests on your podcast. Good people like me. That came out wrong. I didn't
true.
mean to say I was good. There we are. Never mind. Edit that bit out.
No,
Edit that bit
Tim.
out.
Tim, you are good. And that was absolutely the right thing to say. And every one of my guests are experts and they're fantastic. Looking ahead, what's calling you forward? What projects, conversations, or possibilities excite you as you think about the next chapter?
Well, I'm actually reducing the number of things that I do now.
Hmm.
So I focus
Quality
on
over
three things now.
quantity.
Um,
Yeah,
I just focus on training, consultancy, and some leadership stuff.
yeah,
Um, but I have just been approached today, actually, to get involved in some quite exciting research on a
fantastic. So
topic
that's,
that resonates with me
yeah.
personally, that will benefit the care sector. But I'm not allowed to share the details.
Oh, I love a bit of mystery. That's great. Love that. But that excites you. And we all
Well,
need that.
if
We
it
all need
didn't
something to
excite
look forward to.
if it didn't excite me, I wouldn't get involved.
Perfect. Perfect. No, I'm really pleased for you, Tim, and I can't wait to hopefully hear about it and maybe share it with me in the future so I can learn. Bill's in the post, Sadie. Yes. Oh, that's. I'm really pleased for you. That's brilliant, and we'll all look out for it. Um, we're just going to have a little think now about the future built on clarity, confidence, and better care. So, first of all, I just want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Continuing the Conversation with Sadie, myself today. Your my conversation with you has reminded us that great care isn't just about compliance, it's about clarity, confidence, and the courage to keep learning. We explored the emotional realities of leadership, the power of shared knowledge, and the importance of practical, grounded support in a sector that is constantly evolving. Tim, your work across training, consultancy, writing, and advocacy has helped thousands of people deliver safer, stronger, and more confident care. Your commitment to improving lives through exceptional practice is unmistakable. As we close today, I invite you all to reflect. Where could you bring more clarity into your practice this week? And what small step could help you or your team feel more confident, more informed, and more supported? Thank you for listening. This has been Continuing the Conversation with Sadie. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself, of each other, and keep reflecting, keep growing, and keep caring. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.